What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Saving Men's Lives Network. Today, fellas, I wanted to talk to you about a topic that needs to be addressed because there's a lot of young men and old men alike who have been at war with themselves, a battle, since the earliest days of kindergarten. That battle is with the beta male programming that the blue pill matrix has fed us since we were too small to cross the street on our own without our parents' permission. How many of you guys heard back in the day that you can't hit the girl? That even if she hits you, you can't hit her back because then you'd be in the wrong and you'd be the one going to the principal's office. How many of you had a sister or girl cousins who abused this loophole? No, I'm not saying men should put their hands on women, not proactively anyway. But what I am saying is that's just one piece of a much larger puzzle, one piece of a much larger war that you would find out over the course of your life was going on inside of you, between the advice that you got on how to deal with women from your mom, for those of you guys who have one, an older sister, your girl cousins, and God help you if you were as dumb as I was back in those days and you actually had female platonic friends, which is probably the most useless thing a man could ever have in his life. But the fact that you were given such bad intel doesn't necessarily mean that they were evil, because women love giving the worst possible advice to themselves and others. No, they're not evil for that. But what's much more likely the problem is that women are far too ignorant of their own nature, what it was and what it is that they respond to in an intimate way. And this is why a lot of you guys have had a conflict. The conflict between your beta male programming, what your eyes and ears can easily see because you saw all the advice you were given. And there were guys who didn't do anything you were told to do, like complimenting her all the time and flowers and candy and pulling out the chair and texting her and then double texting her. There were guys who weren't doing any of those things. And yet, they couldn't beat those girls off with a stick. Thus the conflict. You see, you were at war with what your eyes clearly see and what you were told by what you consider to be trusted resources, trusted allies, people who do care about you, but gave you information that has only led to failure. My thoughts on this are pretty simple. You never ask a fish how to catch a fish. You ask a fisherman how to catch a fish, because the fish has a self-preservation motive at its core. A fish does not want a hook in its mouth, because a hook in its mouth means it's going to be snatched up out of the water that gives it life, put on a plate and eaten, consumed, and thus destroyed. So what possible reason could your mother, your auntie, your grandma have to give you information that would make you an absolute menace in these streets, that allow you to bypass the firewalls women have when it comes to who they allow into their bedroom and who gets to get put in the dreaded friend zone? Why would they tell you this? Why would they tell you what works every single time with minimal, and I do mean minimal, difficulty? Simple. Number one, most of those women, especially if they're older female relatives, realize in the back of their mind they were once not your auntie. They were once not your grandma. Once upon a time, she was not your mom. She was yet another hot 22-year-old on the dating scene, And she knows exactly what kind of guys got her motor running. She knows exactly what kind of guys got her so wet she couldn't sit down properly. But she can't possibly tell you to be that kind of guy because of the heartbreak she received after she allowed him inside of her walls. After he bent her over the arm of the couch and drilled her in and out and in and out and over again, and then wouldn't return her phone calls. Meanwhile, the nice guys, the dreaded, terrible programming she gave you that she wants you to follow, got a bunch of guys, by the dozens, put in her friend zone. And they're there to this day. Still waiting on their chance. Still looking over the fence, hoping for an opportunity. She can't tell you to be that guy, because in her mind, she thinks she's creating a problem that got her to where she was. There's a very strong possibility she settled for your father. Unless your father was a Chad or a Tyrone you haven't seen since. So fellas, my point to you today is this. You have to go to war with that beta within you. You need to consume the red pill and wake up to the reality of the world around us. You need to look around and see what it is you want. Step 1. Step 2, you need to look at the guys who are consistently getting out of life what it is you wish you had. Step 3, you need to, if you have a lack of pride, because pride is a destroyer and it stands in the way of your progress. If you have it in you to ask that man what it is he does, what it is he has done, and what it is he continues to do to get the results he wants. And I'm not just talking about women. I'm talking about a guy who might make great money and you got bills due. I would ask him how he afforded to pay for that Ferrari in cash. I would ask him how he chiseled out those six-pack abs if when you smack your belly it makes a slapping sound like a drum. And yes, if you know this guy is constantly laying it down, what is he doing that I'm not doing is a question he needs to be asked. I want you guys to win. And I'm tired of seeing guys catch L's for no reason, all because the information they got that they operate on and operate out of was wrong from day one. It's a damn shame. And I hope that you guys get the information that you need from my channel and from channels like mine. The simple truth of the matter is, fellas, you either take the red pill or these women will feed it to you with a slingshot. You bet your bottom dollar on that. With that said, that's my time. Like the video, comment down below, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Network as we working. Till next time.